Sector Wars, play Astro Blaster.
If you destroy my baby,
Intruder alert. The intruder must not escape.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight.
you will be a torpedo.
Prepare to qualify.
Oh, warrior needs food badly.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Itazura Tenshi, and this was created in 1984 by Nichibutsu and a company called Alice, and this is a Japan-only game. This was suggested by YouTube user Nathan Williams, old school gamer 99 or something like that, but it translates, I guess, to something like mischievous angel or beautiful angel or something. Interestingly enough, you have to connect the various constellations in the sky, and there will be stars, and you have to touch them all, and then they will form the base of each constellation, and there are 14 constellations, and there's the major ones that you know of: Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, Leo the Lion, Cassiopeia, Orion. There's also ones that are like a giraffe, an eagle, a maiden, a swan. I guess I was not familiar with those, but we're just looking at all of them. And it's good to know how many stars are in each one, because there will be a bonus game partway through a stage, and the more stars you collect, the better chance you have of winning that bonus round. We will look at that eventually. But the constellations are Ursa Minor, Cassiopeia, Leo the Lion, Ursa Major, Orion, a scorpion, a giraffe, a maiden, the Gemini twins, an eagle, Cepheus, a swan, a lyra, or a lyra, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it's like a harp, and a ram, Ares. And I like the premise of this game. It's kind of cool. You are an angel, and you have to, like I said, touch all those stars in a constellation. You will get bonus points for completing the constellation, and there will be enemies that try to get in your way. On occasion, you can pick up a bow and arrow, and you can shoot the enemies with the bow and arrow, but it won't last very long. If you don't have the bow and arrow, you can press the attack button and you will fly faster. Use that if you are being pursued by enemies. Because you will fly much faster. If you try to fly normally, you will be very slow, and enemies can easily catch up to you. Not all enemies are deadly, but it's good to act like they are. Just try to avoid them as best you can, and that was my first bow and arrow. There are two different bow and arrow power-ups. You can fire straight ahead, or you can shoot four-way, and the green bow and arrows will be the four-way shooting ones. Those UFOs that we saw just a moment ago, they can shoot you. Most other enemies try to ram you, or some of them, and they look like they're bad angels or something, they can undo your hard work by nullifying a connection to stars, which really sucks. If you see those guys start to mess with your handiwork, maybe scroll off the screen for a bit and then come back and hopefully they will have gone and they won't be hounding you right away. Yeah, touching those angels, those evil angels or whatever they are, is deadly. Touching that planet that we saw, I don't think that's deadly. I think that just gets in your way. And yeah, this guy's trying to undo my handiwork. And you'll hear a sound effect when he does undo your handiwork. Oh, bastard. But I was mentioning earlier that know how many stars are in the constellations, because if you get 7 of them that have a good amount of stars, then you have a good chance of winning the bonus round, and we will see that in a little bit. Note that I have completed 4 constellations. Once you complete 7 constellations, now I've completed 5, and there's the scorpion, then you will play that bonus round. And once you complete all of the constellations, then you will play another bonus round, and it's a little different. We'll get to that eventually. Ooh, I almost collided with that guy. And there is Ursa Major. You will see the there's my four-way shot bow and arrow. You will see a number of different enemies. There will be crabs. There will be I don't know what crabs are doing in space. Oh, we got to the first bonus round. And since I made sure that I got a bunch of the constellations with a lot of stars, I easily won the bonus round, and you get 200 points for each extra star that you got more than the required amount. And the required amount is not usually going to be the same. It's going to be 60 something, between like 60 and 69. But yeah, there will be some constellations that have barely any stars in them. That one only had 5. And you want to avoid those in the first half of this round. God, some of those guys are just really annoying. They'll shoot some sort of ray at me to try to make me go the wrong direction or push me back. And he ran into me and killed me. You will get an extra life at 30,000 points. And then I think the next one is like 130,000 points. And those guys were going to try to undo my work. Too bad, I already completed the last constellation, and then this one was only 5 stars. I didn't know too many constellations. I knew Orion and the Ursa Minor and Ursa Major. I knew of the Gemini twins. I knew of Leo the Lion and Aries the Ram. I might have barely heard of the Scorpion, and I knew of Cassiopeia, but that was pretty much it. And now we're going to play the second one, and you have to wail on the attack button, and you try to move so that you can touch your girlfriend. And if you do, you get 5,000 points. You can miss her and lose out on the bonus round. Now we've got comets that are pushing me backwards. Since this was a Japanese only game, I'd certainly never heard of it until MAME came around. I wasn't sure what to make of it when I first saw it, but it's actually kind of fun. You basically have to know to wail on the fire button to fly fast to get away from the enemies that try to pursue you or shoot you. And you can let go of it when you've got a cluster of stars that you need to touch, otherwise you might zoom past them. And watch out for those guys that are trying to touch you, because later on in the game, they will get very determined in their pursuit of you and trying to touch you and kill you. Now note that on the very first mission you will start at the bottom right. Not the way bottom right, but the next screen up. And then on later rounds you will start in a different place. And the placement of the constellations will be different. Yeah, those planets won't kill you, but they'll stop your shots. I think they'll bump you backwards. But those angels and the UFOs and those crabs, they can kill you with one touch. And again, you have two different bow and arrow power-ups. One will just be a straight shot, and one will be a four-way shot. But again, try to. I didn't get it this time. We'll see me fail this bonus round. Yep, no bonus. Yeah, you have to get more than whatever 60-something number that is on the right, and just know how many stars is in which constellation, and then get all of the constellations, or a bunch of the constellations with a lot of stars early on, and then you can win that first bonus round. I kind of like this game. It's definitely different. You just have to know to wail on that attack button, crap, so that you can get away from certain enemies that are gonna try to pursue you, and then don't wail on that button when you're amid a cluster of stars, so that you can touch them and not zoom past them on accident. And yeah, some of the constellations don't have many stars in them, and some of them have a lot. Stupid guys. I guess that the title of this game, Itazura Tenshi, was also the Japanese title of The Flying Nun, the US series, when it was shown on Japanese televisions. Kinda interesting. That show was before my time. It had a very young, at the time, Sally Field. Note that you can't warp through the top and reappear at the bottom constellations. I tried to do that, and you just bump into the ceiling. Can I beat this stage too? Stupid guy. Nope. Oh well. Well, that's Itazura Tenshi, and I'm gonna put in my initials. I had to play for a while to get used to knowing when to move fast and when to slow down. Once you get good at that, then you can probably beat the high score in this game. Well, that was this is me losing the second bonus round. Whoops. A broken heart. Well, that was Itazura Tenshi, created by Nichibutsu and a company called Alice in 1984. Well, this is Crazy Clown Ray saying thanks for watching Itazura Tenshi, a Japan-only game. I will catch you later with another video. Bye-bye, folks.